Hello and welcome to EBADay 2019 in Stockholm. I'm Hannah Wallace, and kindly joining me now in the TV studio is Micaela Vernmark from Tieto. Hello Micaela, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, real nice to be here.
So to start off then, I want to talk to you about some of the trends we're seeing across the industry. What would you highlight as the most exciting?
Yes, so looking kind of on a global perspective on the ongoing trends, first of all we see a really hyper-globalisation, where markets get bigger and the world becomes kind of the marketplace. Along with that, we also see a lot of new innovation and actually accelerated innovations in different spaces. We talked about mobile payments, instant payments, e-wallets, open banking platforms, virtual accounts, and the use of API connections in different ways. Along with this, we also see that there are changing demographics and will live longer, which is something positive. Yeah. And there's also new generations kind of entering the market. 5 years from now, around like 75% will be the millennials running companies and the banks as well. At the same time, there's this another generation called Generation Z that's also going to be more the consumers that actually going to buy the goods and influence the households, what they kind of buy and what type of services the family will use.
Some really exciting developments there, and we're bound to be talking about these trends at EBADay this year. But what I'd love to hear from you are how these trends are impacting the collaboration between the corporates and the banks.
So as we discussed a little bit around this new technology and rapid innovation, along with changing demographics, of course these next generations, they already know how to use internet banks. Like 78% already have banking apps. They do all their purchases online, and they really are tech-savvy generation, which means that the corporates also need to adapt to this new technology and know how to use it and embrace it in their daily work, both when they kind of selling their goods and also if they want to attract new employees and keep talents.
And finally, Micaela, how can banks help their corporate customers in the transformation of corporate treasury?
So banks need to have more flexible systems where they can have more flexible cash management system and payment system with real-time infrastructure on a global basis. So this is really a challenge, and I see that more and more banks also incorporate with their IT vendors and fintech companies in order to provide this new technology and better solutions.
Sure, so, and certainly some really exciting developments ahead. Micaela, I'll let you get back to the event. Thank you very much for sharing your insights.
Thanks.